All right guys, so I have two plants that I'm unboxing from Etsy today, and this is the first one. It just arrived from UPS. All right, so here's how they have it packed. Oh wow, okay. Okay, let me cut this bamboo pole free. I love that they use a bamboo pole like that to help protect the plant from getting, getting the leaves smashed when it's traveling in a pot. Oh. I haven't seen it yet, so you and me are gonna see it at the same time. So this is a gloriosum. We've got one yellowing leaf here. That's okay. That happens in the mail. So being that the gloriosum is a highly variable species, I wanted to try another variety or another variation of it. I love the really stripy veins on this gloriosum. This is totally different than the one that I have from Indonesia. I mean, like mine does not have stripes like that at all, but that is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so that plant came from, I have Etsy open right now. So I ordered that from Shores Foliage, and it came from Florida, Homestead, Florida. Okay, so this package I ordered from Corpse Flower Studio on Etsy, and her name is Sue. And I reuse the packaging too, so I've got a whole box of the biodegradable marshmallows there. All right, let's see. Ooh, oh my gosh, that leaf is gorgeous. So this is Philodendron Splendid. This has been at the top of my wish list for a while. I'm so excited to finally get one. And it's just a little guy, but I couldn't spend like a ton of money on it. I just wanted to, at least get a little starter plant, and this beauty is absolutely stunning. Wow, that leaf is just beautiful. So gorgeous. Oh my gosh, the velvetyness on that. So it's in moss, and it had some little paper towels that were holding it in. I don't know if you guys will be able to see the roots or not. They kind of blend in with the moss, but they look white and healthy and fuzzy, very much alive. I'm so glad that that made it. So I'll keep you guys updated on how these plants do and their rehab process. Right now, since they're already both potted and they just came through the mail, I'm leaving them alone. I'm not gonna do anything to them. The moss is already slightly damp, so I'm not touching that, and also the soil in the gloriosum pot, that's also slightly damp. So when I want to keep plants quarantined away from other plants, sometimes I'm able to just set them someplace else in my living room here, but because these do prefer higher humidity, I don't want to just let them sit out here in 10% humidity, because they will probably freak out, crisp up, and they might drop some extra leaves. If I put the gloriosum in here, it's a little too tall for that, and I don't really want to have the top of the leaves touching the plastic at all. So in that case, I will take the tub and just turn it on end, and then put them in there that way. So I just position the plants where no leaves are going to be touching anything in there. So they're not going to be touching the pot next to it. They're not going to be touching the plastic, because with the condensation on the inside of plastic, if it's touching the leaf, it can kind of rot that leaf. So that's how I'll leave them to acclimate and quarantine at the same time. And I can always put that in the plant room if I want, or I'm able to leave it out here. So I'll give it a few days, and then I'll be back and do an update with you guys, and we'll see how they're doing. Hey guys, it's another day, and it's November 18th as I'm filming this. This package just came in a day early. I was planning on filming this tomorrow, but I'm gonna film the unboxing with you today. So this plant I ordered from Red Leaf Exotics on Etsy, and I wanted to include this in the Etsy unboxings. And so this is my very first time unboxing a plant from Red Leaf Exotics. I've never ordered from them before, so I'm gonna just share the experience with you. So I ordered this from their Etsy store. They do have a website also, and I will link both below. In fact, every seller that I purchased from in this video, I will have linked below in case you want to find their shop. So Red Leaf Exotics actually grew this plant from seed, and so this is a seedling, but they had 3 different sizes. They had small, medium, and large. So I don't really know exactly how big this is going to be, like as far as the leaf size or anything, but I was just really excited to have a plant from them because I know they have a really good reputation. And the mother plant, oh my gosh, it is one of the most gorgeous queens I have seen. So but I just gave it away. So this is gonna be a queen anthurium. All right, let's see. I can't wait to see this little baby. Now, I should let you guys know ahead of time, I did sell off plants to be able to roll that money into getting this plant. Otherwise, it would have not been in my budget. So I actually sold like 5 or 6 plants to be able to get this one. So I sold off 2 pots of Scindapsus that I'd grown out from cuttings, and they were pretty nice full pots. And then there was, oh, the string of hearts. I had 2 long string of hearts. I sold those. And then also there was 2 more. What was the other? Oh yeah, the Calathea, right. Okay, I sold 1 Calathea and then my little sport variegated Monstera, which was just like 1 leaf, had a little bit of variegation on it. Anyway, so I sold off all of those and got this 1 plant. Let's see how it made it. Oh, okay, that's a bigger leaf than what I thought. Oh, all right, let's see this little baby. Oh, wow, that is super cute. Ah, those leaves are nice. Wow, that's okay. That's bigger. That is bigger than what I thought it was going to be. That is super pretty. I love these queens. Finally, to have one of Red Leaf Exotics homegrown, seed-grown queens from their own plant is super exciting. It's the dark narrow form combined with the green form. But the plant itself, like if you saw that mother plant, oh my goodness. Like check out their videos on YouTube. Yeah, they did a tour where they showed the plant, and that was the first time I saw it, and I was like, oh, whoa, that's one of the best looking queens I've seen. So I'm always really interested to see what type of soil people are growing in. Like I like to know what everyone's growing in. Like what are you growing your queens in? If you are growing queens, leave that in the comments below. I'm very nosy about that. I'm very curious. So I like to just kind of examine it. I like to touch it and feel it and see like how much moisture are you holding in there. And I like to double check the leaves and everything for any signs of plant pests, because you know, no matter how good the cellar is or the nursery is, pests happen. You know, if you're growing plants, you're gonna have pests at some point in time. So before I like introduce a new plant into the plant room, I always quarantine it. Actually, no, I don't always quarantine it. If it's in soil, I always make a point to quarantine the plant for sure if it comes with soil. If it just comes bare root like an import, I check the leaves and the stem or the petioles and the roots, but most of the time I don't find anything on the import plants. It's normally if it comes in soil is the main time I've ever experienced problems with pests. Although if you are importing, scale can make it through that whole treatment process that they do on the plants before they ship them, and it can make it through the mail and everything. If there was any tips that I could offer for packing, I would say with plants like this, because they are a little bit pricier, I would, just to help prevent the crumpling of the leaves, I would use the fluff. So like if I was going to ship a plant like this, I would use the polyfill all around the leaves, and so hopefully they would have an easier ride rather than only being in the plastic and the paper. We got like a breakdown there, no big deal. It's just how it is when you're shipping plants through the mail, just part of the deal. So yeah, that would be my main feedback or review on ordering from Red Leaf Exotics for the very first time. Yeah, I just think that a little bit of polyfill could really help out with the leaves, because anthurium leaves already are just not very flexible, and especially if you have a higher end anthurium or a beautiful little seedling anthurium, just adding a little extra, stuffing a little polyfill around the leaves could really maybe help out with preventing or reducing the amount of leaf crumpling and cracking that could go on with them. But yeah, this plant is gorgeous. Its leaves are absolutely beautifully velvet, gorgeous. Oh, I just love that matte look. They're so elegant looking. So I'm gonna spray this down with Captain Jack's, and then I'm gonna put it into a tub to acclimate or quarantine, I guess, in my plant room. Okay, I just took it to my bathtub. That's normally where I spray down my plants, and that's what I use, Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew by Bonide. So I just sprayed it down underneath the leaves and on top. Oh, and I have it sitting in a self-watering pot. There's nothing in there at all. I just am using it as like a little plant stand to lift the plant pot up higher so the leaves can hang down. I've got the lid here, so I will just close it up. So there it is, the baby queen. I'm super stoked to have a Red Leaf Exotics plant finally. I know they have gorgeous plants. Okay, next time you guys see me, I'll have hopefully a little update on this baby. Okay, I think we're ready. It's a very chilly, gloomy day today, so we've got the space heater here. We're just gonna have a little cozy repot. I've got the splendid, philodendron splendid. This is the cross between melanochrysum and varicosum. It's gorgeous. This plant, I should mention, it's been 2 months now. So this plant is not doing anything. It's been in its moss the whole time. I should have repotted it like well over a month ago, but I don't know, I've been taking a while getting around to handling everything. I've got a lot of updates to do with you guys, a lot of plants that we've been repotting, other videos I've been filming. So we're gonna go ahead and get caught up with this little baby today. So let's check out the root system. And it's been in its original nursery pot that it came in the moss. I can see through there. It does have roots kind of curling around the bottom now. So let's just pull that out. It was one of those little like squishy pots, and I've been trying my best to keep it moist, but man, this moss has been like drying out really fast lately. So let me just show you. I mean, the leaves on this are so beautiful, and this plant is so highly variable. So let's check out the roots here. You can see, or hopefully you can see them on the bottom there. I know it might be kind of hard to see because they are sort of the same color as the moss, but it does seem to have a good root system going. Oh, I have a question for you guys. Anyone who uses moss out there, sphagnum moss, how do you find the easiest way to unroot plants from sphagnum moss? Like, do you get it damp? And like, how damp do you get it? If you have any tips for us, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I normally try to get it kind of a little damp, and then I just sort of slowly peel each piece away. I feel like if I would have transferred this into my aroid soil mix, I would have gotten some kind of sign of growth with it, but yeah, so far nothing has changed with this, except maybe more roots. Maybe it's just been working on roots. I just suck at trying to get moss and roots separated, you guys. So if you have any tips at all for me, let me know your secrets. Okay, let's give this a try. Maybe that'll help it. God, this is like, I don't know if this is more torturous for me or the plant, but we're both terrified. So if I can't tell if a string is moss or a root, I just pass it and move on to the next, basically, and I'll come back around to it. I'll just chat with you guys while I'm struggling here though. So the gym shows are gonna be coming around again, which I'm super excited about. Like, I get so excited during this time of year just because of the shows. And I mean, it is like such a joy to run around the shows and go find product for the year. I think in my older age, I'm 40 now. I'm gonna be 41 this upcoming year here, this upcoming February. What am I pulling on here? Is that sphagnum moss or a root? I better not pull too hard with that. I'm trying to just pull loose pieces as I'm working my way around. I guess like when I turned 40, I like quite quickly realized you better do what you want to do, because this life is extremely short. Like, make sure that you're going after the things and using your time wisely, because man, it goes by fast. Like, let me tell you, how fast does 20 years go by? It feels like it was a blink of an eye. Like from 20 to 40 for me, man, I know what I was doing, and I know there was like a lot of good times in there. There was some bad times too, but like looking back, I see mostly good. But yeah, there was just so little time in that 20 years, you know, that like it just went by so quickly, and I still feel like I'm 20. Like, I know I'm not. I know I'm 40. Like when you're 20, you just feel like you have forever, you know, or when you're a teenager, you just feel like you have forever to do the things you want to do. And when I hit 40, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make sure that I'm really careful about how I spend my time. So I'm like, I became extra thoughtful and intentional about how I spend my time now. And especially one of the things that changed, you guys may have noticed, is my YouTube channel, because I realized that it takes so much time making videos, which I love making videos, and I love spending time on here with you guys. Literally, I would be on here 70 years old making YouTube videos. I guess unless YouTube like shuts down or something. But anyway, you guys know what I mean. Like it's so enjoyable for me to be on here with you, and we've created such an awesome little community on here, and I just love, like I can't wait to, like every time I finish a video, I can't wait to get started on the next video. Like that's how much I really enjoy it. I'm glad that I got onto the internet, because then I was able to meet so many of you guys and connect with you guys and share our hobbies and passions together. It's just like been one of the best experiences ever. I'm so glad that I decided to start a YouTube channel. But one of the things about YouTube is that it does take up a lot of time. If you're gonna like really commit to doing a channel full time, it takes up full time. Like it takes up a lot of your time. And so basically whatever you do choose to make videos on, make sure it's what you really want to be doing. Make sure it's something you're really passionate about. You just don't want to be putting all your time into something and then have that time slip by and then realize at the end of it that you didn't really attack what you wanted to. You didn't really like dive in and learn everything about something, you know, some sort of passion that you have. And that's something that you've got to harness and, you know, realize that whatever you're spending your time on, it keeps on moving with or without you tackling the things you really want to get into. So long story short, when you saw my channel change to a lot of plant content, that was me turning 40, realizing, like looking back going, okay, I've done all kinds of videos. What was it that I was really truly into like the most? What like really ignited my passion? And what do I really want to learn? Actually, one of the things that I kept thinking about was, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to learn everything that I want to know. Like, how do I like soak up this knowledge faster? That's what I was really panicked about when I turned 40, was I was just thinking, wow, time has gone by so fast and I haven't learned what I want to on this planet yet. Like I was like craving knowledge so much, and that's just how I've kind of always been, but I haven't always like used my time very wisely. So I wanted to start doing that more, where I'm just learning about the things on this earth that I really want to learn more about. And so when you guys saw my channel transition from like, you know, beauty and makeup, and I mean, I enjoy wearing makeup. I enjoy the art of makeup still, but even though I like that stuff, there's a lot of other layers to us, right? There's a lot of other interests that we have, and humans are very, you know, multidimensional. So I was like, okay, what am I feeling like I'm really missing here? And I need to get on that like pronto. And one of those things was plants. I love plants, and it's part of nature. I've always been like very, you know, into nature. There's just so much cool stuff around the world, and I've always loved geology and gems and minerals and plants. It's all tied together, and photography, capturing the beauty in the detail of these things, these earthly treasures, you know. And I just, yeah, I was really craving to do what I really wanted to do. I just didn't want to like spin my wheels producing content that wasn't like super inspiring to me. I just really wanted to put more of my YouTube time into my true passions that I really want to learn about in life too. I wanted to marry the two together, you know. I didn't want to just have my YouTube channel be just about beauty and makeup and, I don't know, what was I doing before? Oh, the DIY projects where I'm just painting furniture or organizing. I like organizing and decluttering those still, but I don't have enough like places in my house to continuously reorganize, you know, because then you're kind of like being repetitive and you're not learning anything at that point. At that point, it just becomes kind of like going through the motions, you know. So I still love doing organizing videos when I have something to organize or something new to show you guys. But most of the time there's not anything new, and I'm still in the same house. You know, of course, like if I move to a different house or something, I will love, you know, redecorating it or, you know, doing that with you guys. But a lot of times when I'm just in the same place like this, there's not a lot that's changing. But yeah, if you guys have watched my channel for a long time and you're curious like why my YouTube channel changed, that was pretty much the catalyst, I would say, was turning 40 and just realizing how fast time goes by, and if you don't harness it, it gets away from you. And I was kind of like very concerned about making sure that I was learning about the things that I really wanted to learn about. And like I said, I've always been into nature, and the plant thing kind of just like, it took on a life of its own. Like I didn't necessarily like think, oh, I'm gonna turn my channel into a plant channel. I just like rolled with it. I just created each video kind of on the fly, like what do I want to talk about today? And that's what I did. Or what project am I actually working on if I wasn't turning on the camera, and I just turned on the camera and did it with you guys. So I wasn't like trying to come up with any content or plant related content at all. I just let things roll, and whatever I was actually doing is what I actually wanted to share with you guys. There we go. We're slowly getting a little bit looser there. You can see the roots kind of curled around the bottom there. I'm not gonna take all the moss off. I'm just gonna try to get what I can. I just really wanted to align my YouTube channel, I guess, with my passion. And what's crazy about YouTube is I started when I was 30, and so you watch yourself change a lot over the years, right? It's always kind of weird looking back and seeing how you've changed, but I'm grateful at the same time that I changed. But a lot of people, like a lot of viewers that find you at one point in your life, like at one stage, they sometimes want to see it. It makes total sense. You know, they want to keep seeing that same content from you. And so it starts making it really hard to change and grow in the direction that you really want to. So that part can be hard. You don't want to disappoint people. And if you change, you know you're going to disappoint someone. I mean, let's face it, we're always going to disappoint people. It's just kind of like how life is. And you don't want to, but it happens anyway. I mean, let me tell you, as you get older, you just really want to make sure that you stay true to yourself, and don't do things just because you think that's what other people want from you. Do things because that's what you actually want to do. That's what you're actually into. And your passion for that thing, whatever the subject is, that will shine through, and the right people will find you along that path. But you know what the good part is? At the same time that you might be disappointing some people, you're getting to know other people, and you're getting to share your new passions and new hobbies with people that are aligned with that too, which is really exciting. I mean, that is like love when you get to connect with other people that totally get what you're into. It's like, oh my gosh, you have found your tribe, you know? And that is like the best, that's one of the best feelings ever, which is why I love being on here with you guys so much. Because is there anyone in my real life who likes plants as much as I do? Let me think. I mean, definitely no. Wait a second. The answer to that is definitely no. There's no one I can think of, unless we're talking about like the nursery owners around here. Like I do know them, and they're super cool, and they're super obsessed with plants. And that's what I love about constantly allowing yourself the freedom to evolve and grow, is you get to adjust your path, your trajectory in life, right? And you end up crossing paths with the right people that are meant to come into your lives at that time. 1 degree is all it takes to set you on a whole new life trajectory, which is pretty amazing, because just think about all the people that you can meet. Like at every degree, if we have 360 degrees around us of choices that we can make, just 1 degree difference can put us on a whole new path. And there's all kinds of people to meet, friends to meet, experiences to have, places to travel on each one of these degrees that you could choose from. I get really excited about that. Actually thinking about travel and all the places I want to go to, and when you travel, you get to meet friends and stuff, and I just really look forward to doing that again. Yeah, and all the plants that you can meet along the way. Yeah, there's places I want to go to where I want to go research plants like in their native habitat. That is like a dream of mine. So anyway, there's lots of exciting adventures to have. Don't hold yourself back out of fear of disappointing other people, because this is your life and you need to use your time wisely, because trust me when I say that it flies by. I was kind of having trouble with balancing the moisture of the moss. I feel like I was getting it either too wet and then too dry. So I was not, my moss game is just off. Let me just tell you, I'm not great at moss. I love it though. I love it on top of pots, but just growing directly in the moss, I just suck at. So long story short, that's how my YouTube channel all of a sudden like came, oops, flung some moss, sorry. That's how my YouTube channel just like all of a sudden changed directions and started going full steam ahead with this. I didn't mean to do like plant videos every single week. It's just what happened, and I just let it happen. And now I'm happy that I let it happen because, man, I've met some awesome people in the plant community. I've met some awesome plants in the plant community, and I like the path we're on here. Okay, well, there we go. There is the root system there. I just wanted to check out the stem here and see, yeah, there's only one node. I was curious like exactly where the root system was coming from and what it was like inside there. Yeah, there's only one node here, so goodness gracious. That was our only chance. It's a good thing I didn't kill it. I'm just looking to see if there's anybody growing inside there yet, like a caterpillar or anything. No, nobody's home. We better get this potted up and try to get it growing, because that kind of scares me when there's only one node that it's rooting from. Yeah, there's nothing like turning 40 to get you to realize that you better make sure you use your time wisely. Let me tell you. And there's also nothing like, you know, losing family members and stuff to also make you realize like there's certain things that matter in life, and then there's certain things that just don't. They just don't have a place. They're not even like on the scale of things that might matter. Like there's so much that I'm just like, I'm just cool, you know. I don't stress over most things. Now that we have its roots out, I can see what size pot it's gonna fit in best. Should it be in a little bit shorter of a pot? You know, especially in the social media world, like a place where you can literally do just about anything you want, right? Like any sort of creative art or topic that you're into, you can make videos on or talk about or, you know, post content on. So especially if you're in a space like that, you should be doing your passion. You should be doing something that you're really into, right? Like it only makes sense. So allow yourself to grow your passion, experiment, mess up along the way, try things out. Not everything's gonna work or stick for you. Some things you might find out that you're not into after all, and then other subjects you're like, oh my gosh, where has this been all my life? What have I been doing? And it is just so awesome to find those passions. I don't think I showed you guys the mix that I'm using in this video yet, but I show you guys like I've showed you in other videos. So my climbing philodendron mix is epiphyte specific, so it is chunky. So this is a base of coconut husk. It's got the coconut chips and fiber. That's one product, and then the other product is the cocoa peat. So I'll show you guys sometime. I'll do a separate soil video, but yeah, it is two different coconut products that I use in here. So the cocoa peat is more about holding onto moisture, and then the cocoa chips holds onto moisture, but it's also really light and fibrous and airy. The plant roots love clinging onto the cocoa chunks. And then there's like a bigger size too that I might get sometime just to show you guys. And then I've got coarse pumice and perlite, so some different size ranges there for the mineral airy bits to create aeration in the soil, and then horticultural charcoal. And I think that's it. Yeah, I don't think I added any worm castings in that batch, but I've just been experimenting with different fertilizers, so I haven't been using the worm castings in my mixes. I've been using Nutricoat. It has a light feeding rate and a heavy feeding rate. I always go with the lightest end. So for the light feeding rate, in a 4-inch pot, which this is like a 5-inch pot, kinda, but it says half teaspoon to 1 teaspoon, and I always go with the lower end. So I do like a half teaspoon. I'm adding there just about a half teaspoon, so it's like a few little pearls. Look at you looking all fine in your new pot. Such a gorgeous little creature. I believe that it's actually crucial for our own mental health and well-being and the world that we focus on our passions, the areas that we're really into, because those are the areas you're gonna thrive in. Those are the areas that you're going to be most gifted in. You know, you're gonna have certain gifts within you that align with that passion, and it's crucial that you allow those to, you know, materialize and don't hold back. So, you know, don't be afraid of disappointing others in the process. Don't be afraid of disappointing your parents or I don't know, other people that know you, whatever, people on the internet, whatever it is, just don't hold back from your passions. Let them flow freely. And that is the path that I'm on. So in case you wonder what on earth happened to my channel, that's what I'm doing, and I'm good with that. Like I have never been like more full of joy since just like dropping all the numbers and stuff that I think I'm supposed to be doing for my channel or for other people. Just let that stuff all fall away from you and focus on what you really want to be spending your time learning about, teaching others about, and growing, you know, whatever subjects you want to be growing in. Allow yourself more freedom and take care of your mental health too, because if you're trying to do something that's going against the grain of who you are, your mental health will suffer. So make sure you take care of yourselves. Okay, I've got my super messy Super Thrive bottle. I'm gonna add a few drops of that, and then I'll add some rainwater. I just reuse these distilled water bottles, and I use those to fill with rainwater. And I'll just soak that until water comes through the drainage hole, and we are good. All right guys, we're in the plant room. Time for an update on the plants that came in from Etsy. So first up, we have the Queen Anthurium, the Warocqueanum here. This one came in from Red Leaf Exotics on Etsy, and they do have a website too, but I ordered on their Etsy site. But this is the newest leaf that came out, and originally, let's see, this was the biggest leaf when it first came in, and it was absolutely beautiful. I mean, it came in, you know, a little bit rough. It did have some mechanical damage, like cracks in the leaves, and it wasn't quite packaged as well as I would like it to have been. But, you know, it's not a huge deal because, I mean, bam, like look at that, you know, like when plants come in a little bit rough, their original leaves, it gets better from there. So don't feel too bummed out about it. But yeah, it's a pretty striking plant. So this was the dark form, or narrow dark form, crossed with the green form. And so far, I mean, it's pretty darn cool. Don't mind this one next to it. Don't worry about that, it's okay. You want to see its newest leaf here? If that leaf looks scary, that's its original leaf. This queen here, that actually came in from Equiflora from Ecuador. It was an import, and that's the round form. But you can see if I show you this new leaf that it just put out, and it's still filling out too. So I don't know how big that leaf is going to get. I think I probably wasn't giving it enough water when it first started putting it out. I was kind of slacking on that a little bit. I was a little bit nervous about overwatering it, but this one, I'll tell you that I have been giving this like a little splash of water every other day since it's been putting out this leaf, and it loves it. It like goes crazy for that consistent water. It is in its original nursery pot, but I did pack it with moss at the top because it did have some new little aerial roots coming out. Sorry, that's blurry. Let me adjust my camera just a sec. I had my aperture set a little bit low, so it was making a very shallow depth of field there, but hopefully you can see in there. It's still in the original nursery pot, and since it was doing fine, you know, I slipped it out of the pot, checked the roots, everything looked like fresh and white and healthy, so I just left it alone, stacked some moss around it, and have kept it watered. Oh, I forgot to mention, it did end up losing a couple of the really small leaves that it came in with. It still has this little piece of a leaf back here that's hanging on for dear life. So yeah, let's see, what do we have? Those, yeah, just those three are its original leaves there. And then the new one. I was watering it about once every 5 days, I would say, basically just enough to make sure the soil, you know, stayed moist. I did not let it go dry. And I only bumped up the water once I saw the new leaf coming in, and that's when I started watering it. Just a splash, not very much. So very low volume of water, but on a regular basis, so every other day. But yeah, that has worked out very well for that new leaf, and it's quite large for a baby plant. That actually is absolutely stunning. I'm pretty excited about that one. One of the things I find most interesting about these queens is how variable they are. They're so fascinating with how they change and kind of morph their leaves. Now, it was supposed to be the round form, right? And you can see that leaf there. Oh, by the way, in case you're curious, that yellowing, that kind of speckling, that happened when I tried to put it into a plastic pot. and it was a vented plastic pot, so I thought it would get enough airflow, but it immediately was not pleased about that situation. So I had it in a chunky mix, but it was not getting, like when you see this going on, I'll just tell you right now, like when you see that, that's from not enough airflow. So air circulation around the roots, super, super important for these guys. They love moisture, but they also equally love and require air circulation at the roots. But otherwise, yeah, that happened. It will stop. It won't keep going. Like the leaf, it has stopped since I put it in terracotta, but just I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up if you see that going on. And as long as the plant or plant roots are unhappy, that will continue to spread. But as soon as the plant is rescued from that situation that it's not happy about, that will stop. It won't continue on. So as soon as I changed it back to the terracotta, that immediately stopped. So this queen was supposed to be the round form, right? So there's the round form leaf there. And the new leaf that it's put out just recently, I don't know, it's extremely slim for a round form queen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure what's going on there. But the lights here, at least I know that those lights work for the plants. At least the queens, they seem to really be enjoying them. And those are super inexpensive lights just from Amazon. And I told you guys that I would update you and let you know if the plants liked them or didn't like them, or if I had to switch them out. But no, so far those lights are awesome and they're pretty cheap. It looks like it's starting to put out a new little leaf there. This is the Cyrenoi Velvet, or a Cyrenoi Velvety, that I got from Equigenera on their US website. And that one, I was a little worried about that. I mentioned about this having to repot it when I first got it in like a chores video, or what was that video we did? I don't know, it was like a vlog, plant vlog. And I was showing you guys that, but so far it looks like it like really took to the soil mix that we put it in, and the terracotta pot with the moss stacked around it, and it looks like it really took well to that. So everything is like really solid there now. And it looks like that new little growth point has started to grow in there. So I'm pretty stoked on that one having recovered, because its root, it had one root and it wasn't looking too good. But it looks like everything's going well with that now. And here we have the newest leaf on the Gloriosum. Wow, that came in bigger than the other ones. Just to give you a comparison, there's the original one, and then this one, which is just now kind of filling out. It seems to be enjoying its new pot. I didn't show you guys repotting this in this video because we had already done a separate video on repotting crawling philodendrons. So if you want to see the repot and all the details on repotting this, it's in that video, in the crawling philodendrons video on my channel. But yeah, so far so good. And I've had it in different places. Originally I did have it on that side of my room, like right on that shelf there. When it started putting out that leaf, I had to move it because it was too big, it was too tall for the little glass shelf. So yeah, it outgrew that space already. I'm not gonna leave it there though, I'm just looking for the right spot for it. So I'll still have to figure that out. But yeah, it looks like it's taken to that soil really well. It's really locked in there now with its roots. It feels very sturdy in the pot now. And it's got a new little caterpillar down here. New baby growth point coming in. I love it, really gorgeous. So I think it's still darkening because it is a very new leaf, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be as dark as those or not. So I'll have to keep an eye on that and see what happens. Oh dear, did you dry out? Oh no, it's slightly damp. Oh my gosh, it's got a fat root in there. This is one of my little baby anthurium. This is the crystallinum crossed with Doriaki hybrid. It is so cute. It does have a little bit of yellow there. That was me from letting the moss get a little too dry, but it seems to be doing good. How is this one? Oh, that one feels a little dry. Shoot, yeah, they're in like tiny, like 1-inch pots. I've got it. That's a separate video though. But I will be repotting those like next, or like pretty soon. Pretty soon here, you guys are gonna see that video popping up, maybe later this week or next week. So I've got the Splendid here that we just potted up. That was just yesterday. And so all of these plants I've had now for 2 months, right? I mentioned that earlier. But yeah, this thing, it is just absolutely stunning. I love these leaves. It's so velvety and gorgeous. I do have a different Splendid. I've got 2 other Splendids actually, and they all look a little bit different from each other. It could be their age, but also it's just a naturally variable hybrid. And so they do have their own kind of characteristics and traits. And This one is like exceptionally velvety. So maybe it has like more melanochrysum in it. I don't know, but absolutely gorgeous. So that one's only been in its pot for a day now, but I think it'll settle in nicely. I have it under the Spider Farmer Grow Light. And oh, as far as like other updates, this is a new leaf here on the Philodendron. That one is a brand new leaf. That, I can't believe how long that got, because it's other little leaves when I got it. Wait, oh no, that was a new one from my care too. It had these original leaves here, and then it put out that one, and then that one was like bam. But yeah, really, always really exciting getting new leaves. And it's 72% humidity and 78 degrees right now in the plant room, which actually 72% humidity, I think it's because I've been putting the heater in here, and there's something about the heat, like this heater that I have does not dry out the air, it just heats it. Oh, and don't mind my mess here, I've got like a bunch of stuff on the floor. I'm working on some other videos also at the same time here, but I've got my heat dish in here. This is from Costco. It's the Presto heat dish and tilt. And Michael and I love these heaters, and I started using it in the plant room. So we actually have one for us in the living room. But this one, well, I kind of carry it around the house with me wherever I go during wintertime because it's cold. This puts you in a bubble of your own personal delicious warmth. It just is so pleasant during wintertime to have this on you. So I use it in here in the morning when I'm getting ready and doing my makeup, and then I will like move it out to the front room with me. But sometimes I just leave it in the plant room and it doesn't dry out the air. So that's why I use this one for the plant room. And I think that really helps out with boosting the humidity in here too, because there's something about the warmth and a little bit of humidity, and when they get together it gets even more humid, and they get all these plants in here with all their, you know, moist soil, and the humidity has just been really boosted in here. But yeah, having a heater that can heat the air without drying it out is amazing for the plants. Like, they absolutely seem to thrive with that in here. And I only use it in the morning time though, just to make sure that the room heats up from nighttime. Oh, and I want to mention that my humidifier is not actually running. It's on, but I have it set to 55%, so it will shut off at that point. So this 72% is just, it's just happening naturally on its own in here. So the room is just staying humid without my humidifier even running at this point. So it's a lovely tropical little paradise in here right now. That's in rehab. I think it's going to be fine. It's a brand new import that happened during winter time, and it was freezing the week that it came in. So we're going to talk about that in a different video though. But what's funny is that came in the same exact import, and it's lovely, right? So I mean, what can you do? And I treat him the same way. So I should have maybe done something different with that one, clearly. But anyway, we'll talk more about that in a different video. Oh, it actually went up to 73%. It's kind of insane that it's 73%. My humidifier is not running, and outside today, it's 14% humidity outside here in the Sonoran Desert. Here, let's check it right now. So it's 76 degrees outside, and humidity is, okay, it was 14% earlier, now it's 13%. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, that is the Sonoran Desert for you. A lot of times we end up having like single-digit humidity outside. I mean, personally, I love the Sonoran Desert. I love the low humidity. It feels so good to me. But the plant babies, I know they need their tropical humid environment, so I'm happy to try to give that to them. I think that's all for the updates on the Etsy plants. I think we covered everything, you guys, and this video is going to be super long already, so I will let you go for now. I love you guys. Have an awesome week. I'm going to have another video coming out in a couple days though, so I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.